What's going on, champions? My name is Archam, and today I'm going to give you guys 6 tips on how to get an across-the-map combat axe in Black Ops 3. So the first tip I'm going to give you guys is you have to understand that getting an across-the-map combat axe takes an extreme amount of luck. You have to catch someone at just the right time in order to get one. It might sound really hard, but don't worry guys, because the next couple tips I'm going to give you are going to help your odds tremendously. The easiest way to increase your odds of getting an across-the-map combat axe is to run with Danger Close and Scavenger. Danger Close is going to let you carry 2 combat axes at once. So that doubles your chances right off the bat, and what Scavenger does is anytime you pick up a Scavenger pack, you're going to get another combat axe. So each time you pick up a Scavenger pack, you're increasing your odds. What I like to do is whenever I pick up a Scavenger pack, I'll make sure the coast is clear and I'll look up in the air and throw it in a highly trafficked area or on an objective. Now keep in mind, whenever you do this, it's very easy for you to be blindsided, so keep an eye out for enemies whenever you're doing this. Another thing that you want to keep in mind perk related is that fast hands no longer lets you throw your equipment faster. Instead, it lets you swap to your weapon faster after you've used your equipment. Moving on to the next tip here, you always want to make sure that you use your mini-map to your advantage. Not the heads-up display in the top left corner of your screen, but the mini-map in the start menu. So for instance, whenever you're about to spawn in a game mode, press start. See where you're located on the map and what direction you're facing. Using your previous knowledge of the map, you'll know where the enemy team spawns, so you'll have a good idea of where to throw your combat axe. So because of the little arrow on the minimap, you'll have a good idea of where to throw your combat axe when the round starts. Tip number 4 comes from my own personal experience, and that is Search and Destroy, at least from what I've found, is the easiest game mode to get an across-the-map combat axe in. Search and Destroy will always have at least 4 rounds. That means you're going to have at least 4 chances at getting an across-the-map combat axe. At the beginning of every match in Search and Destroy, you're going to know exactly where the enemy team is. This is a huge advantage, and as long as your combat axes are landing in the enemy team spawn, you will eventually pick someone off. But remember, getting an across-the-map combat axe is all about chance, so even if your combat axes are landing in their spawn consistently, it still might take a few matches. So let's say you're trying to get an across-the-map combat axe and it's just not happening. Well, it's probably because your throws are off. The best way to tell if your throws are off or not is to use Theater Mode. Theater Mode is going to let you know exactly where your combat axes are landing and if anyone else is around. It is extremely useful and it's something I use all the time. Now the last tip I'm going to give you guys requires that you have a group of friends to play with. Once you have a group of friends in party chat, start a custom match on whatever game mode on whatever map you're wanting to get an across-the-map combat axe on. Whenever you're in the match, have your friend on the enemy team stand at the spawn point or objective you want your combat axe to land on. Whenever your friend's all set up, go across the map from wherever you're trying to get your combat axe to land and look for a landmark. This can be a corner to stand in, a wall, a box, whatever, as long as it's a place you can remember and go back to every time in order to get consistent results. After you've picked your landmark and you're standing at it, you're going to want to throw your combat axes one at a time at your target. Keep trying this until you eventually end up killing your friend. At that point, remember where you were aiming. Have your friend get set up again, and if you get another kill using that same spot, then congratulations, you have an across-the-map combat axe spot where you will get consistent results. You can even use this strategy to take out someone defusing a bomb in Search and Destroy with an across-the-map combat axe. Simply do the strategy before, go in a Search and Destroy match, and whenever you get the bomb, plant it at the bomb site at the location where your combat axe will land. Go to your landmark and wait for someone to give you the signal whenever the enemy is defusing the bomb. As soon as they give you the signal, throw your combat axe and you'll take out the person defusing the bomb. So those are the tips I have for you guys to get an across-the-map combat axe in Black Ops 3. Just an overview, the first tip is to always remember that getting an across-the-map combat axe is all about chance. The second tip is always run with Danger Close and Scavenger. The third tip is to use the minimap in the start screen to your advantage. The fourth tip is to play Search and Destroy whenever you're trying to get an across the map combat axe. The fifth tip is to use theater mode to make adjustments to your throws. And the final tip is to set up a custom match with some friends to set up some combat axe spots. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you end up having trouble with getting an across the map combat axe in the future, just leave me a comment and I will help you out the best I can. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up is very much appreciated. Also guys, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button below to become a champion. That's all for now guys, and I will see you champions later.